Knockout. Knockout. Limit break lockout. Tifa hit her limit break and knocked him the f*** out. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it, guys. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villainy, aka That Villain Jay, and tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. Because, as you may or may not know, we are in early access, thanks to Wizards of the Coast, very generously giving me early access streamer preview to the new Final Fantasy set. And as you can see, I've been super busy. One of my favorite ones and one of the most fun, just cinematic, absolute cinema games is TIFA Punch. This is going to be a mono green TIFA landfall that I absolutely was stunting on people with, doing insane levels of damage, hitting people for 50, 60 knockout hits, because we all know TIFA will just knock you out. So this is going to be a mono green Landfall Stompy with a lot of the new cards and a lot of the fun stuff in it. And I had a great time with this. So before we get down to it, I need you to do something for me, which is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button. Because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to get attacked by the like and subscribe, which you may or may not know is a YouTube werewolf who will viciously maul you and attack you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today. Join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for all live streaming goodness. We'd love to have you there live and in person on Twitch and on YouTube. Did you miss the live stream? We did like 8 hours of early access streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Hit that bell. You won't miss anything again if you hit the bell and get notifications turned on. Check out our Discord community for all the latest news, information, post your decks. If you want to share a deck with me of something you want to run, go on right down there to the Discord. And of course, this deck and all the other ones that I build, all from early access and beyond, are going to be down below on my AetherHub, and links in the description below. So, what are we talking about if we're going to hit this TIFA knockout? Well, the whole idea is to landfall people and double the amount of power, increase the huge amount of power we have, so we can successfully hit with one blow and just do 50, 60, 80 points of damage with one hit. That being said, how do we do that? Well, a couple of things first. Audacity is a great way to increase something's power, especially Tifa's power, because her power gets doubled. Everything of her gets doubled. Well, her power gets doubled at the end of turn if you landfall. That's kind of the idea. So giving something +2 and then doubling it is actually pretty good for green. And getting a card. People are going to try to remove your stuff. If it goes in the graveyard, we do get a card back from it. We have a couple of variety things here. One of the things that I maybe increase the amount running is the Snakeskin Veils or the protection cards. You may not want like Clash of the Icons. You may want to put more defense like Royal Treatment, Overprotect. You defend the rider, something like that, because people will try to kill your creatures. Once they know what you're up to, they will absolutely try to hit your stuff with removal. So 1/1 counter on creature. I actually like that one because we have some 1/1 counter synergy, and hexproof into the end of turn will protect things. If you want some basic removal, I would go with Bushwhack. You can search for a land card, which obviously is important if you need to put a land down to get your landfall triggers. So you can search for a land, or creature can fight, target creature you control fights creature you don't. So if you have like a 16/16 trample guy and you really just need to get somebody out of the way, or there's a problematic creature, you can cause a fight with that. Similarly, you have Clash of the Icons here. Now, this is going to come in later. 1 green, you can make people fight each other with it as a sorcery. However, you also have lore counter control, which may be one of the first direct lore counter control cards that I've seen. Remove a lore counter from a saga, or put a lore counter on, so you can accelerate or go back and do it again. So we have several sagas. We have Summon Titan and Summon Fenrir, and being able to control those to get the specific triggers that we want for next turn or coming up, or we want a specific thing, can actually be super, super useful, especially when hitting a huge power hit and for that knockout blow. I also went with 4 Insidious Funguses for the 1-drop. Enchantments and artifacts are a big problem. Okay, so we have to sacrifice 2 to get rid of enchantments or artifacts, which is super, super useful because if people are artifacting us or locking us out or hitting us with enchantments, we want to get those out of there. We also have the ability to draw a card, then put an extra land down. So it does let you do both. If you have a land down, you put one, and you can draw a card and put another land down, and that will give you multiple landfall triggers, which is, of course, kind of the idea behind the whole thing. That's kind of the whole thing, is just getting those extra landfall triggers. So that's a lovely way to do that. Next one, we have Tifa's Limit Break. Yes, there she is doing her limit break. We all know limit breaks. If you're not familiar, if you're an MTG player, not a Final Fantasy player, limit breaks is when you filled up the certain bar, you had enough attacks and time, you would get one ultra powerful attack, which really, really messed people up. 1 green, Somersault, you get +2/+2 until the end of turn. Decent, not bad. And now I've used Tifa's Limit Break to pump her up and then hit her again with the, if she's a 3, it doubles again if you landfall. But also I've used it to protect her from cutdown, because a 1/2 with 2/2 on it is out of cutdown range. You do get Meteor Strikes, which is double creature's power and toughness at the end of turn as an instant, which is actually really good for 3 instantly for the Limit Break. And then Final Heaven, Thousand Fist, Explosion here. Triple target creatures, power and toughness. That's 7. Rarely ever going to use that, but hey, it's funny that it's there, and it's thematically appropriate. Final Fantasy VII is a great game, by the way, and some good characters in it. So that is what we're going to do for 1-drops. You see, we're kind of all over the place. We have a lot of different variety, but we need to make sure that we have all the tools to get our triggers off easily. We're also going to have Bristly Bill, 1 green and 1 2/2 landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Double the number of 1/1 counters on each creature you control, which of course we could have that going on right there. It's filling up with creatures and then doubling them. Very, very useful, especially for something like Mossborn Hydra. A new card we have is Ride the Shoe Puff. Kind of like Bristly Bill, if he's Bristly Bill on a budget. Now, Bristly Bill does give you that doubles ability, and he's a 2/2 creature. However, Ride the Shoe Puff gives you, whenever land comes down, you get a 1/1 counter on somebody. So you can actually do 2 of them, because he's legendary, they're not. You could have many of these out and be putting 2/2 on each creature every time that you drop a landfall. It also has a nice ability in the end there. This enchantment becomes a 7/7 beast in addition to its other types, which is nice in the late game. If you get stuck and you don't have any power left over, you can activate the Shoe Puff beast. Now, the next one is Order of Nylea, which is the kind of the secret trick. 1 green and 1 enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then, if it has 3 or more 1/1 counters, sacrifice the aura. When you sacrifice the aura, search your library for 2 basic landfalls and put them on the battlefield tapped. So, if you attack with 2 1/1 counters on a creature, you add 1 and then sacrifice and get 2 landfall triggers. That is the advantage of doing something like a Snakeskin Veil or a Ride the Shoe Puff or a Bristly Bill. Because if you landfall, you get all your landfall triggers at 1/1. Snakeskin Veil will give it another 1/1. Nylea swings in, will give it another 1/1, and you will get double the landfall triggers. Which means that running something like Tifa Lockhart, here she is, 1 green and 1/2, Human Monk, Trample. Whenever a land enters, double Tifa's power. Now 1 is not that exciting. 1 to 2, okay. Well, let's get more than that, guys. Like I said, let's add Audacity and make it 3. Let's make it 3 to 6. Let's get 3 or 4 landfalls each turn, and then we start getting into the lovely world of exponents. You understand? So 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 8, 8 goes to 16, etc., and so forth. If you're doing a Nylea, she's got 3 1/1 counters on her, so she's already a 4. You double 4 to 8. You'll double 8 to 16, and then if you can trigger it once again, that's 32. You know what I mean? So 3 lands going down, she can get to 32 potentially. Each time adding more counters, each time doubling even more. That is why we call her Tifa Knockout. Hit her with the Limit Break, and maybe you can go to 32 to 64 points of damage if you hit Meteor Strikes on her again, because you double the double. Anytime you see the word double in Magic cards, you know that stuff is broken. It's going to get out of control really quickly. She also is going to synchronize really nicely with the Mossberg Pump right here. 1 green and 2/0/0 comes in with a 1/1 counter, so it comes in as a 1/1. He has the same thing. He's got a very similar opportunity here as Tifa, and going in with them both of them with built-in trample, we don't even need to worry about that. Landfall, whenever a land enters your control, the double number of 1/1 counters on it, insane value. So you've got Tifa, you've got Mossberg Pump going in. You are doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling. So as many lands as you can slam down on the table is how big these guys are going to get. And at a certain point, it's not even worth blocking anymore. When Tifa's coming in for 64 and he's coming in for 105, it doesn't matter. They're going to kill you. They're going to knock you out. And Tifa said knock you out. So Mossberg Pump actually synchronizes great with Order of Nyleeva Bristly Bill. This is the classic Landfall, but just improved with all these other new cards right here. All these other amazing. I've run a few Mossberg Pump decks, and they do, if they have no way to kind of stop you, they're running removal, they can't hit their removal off, and they just can't stop you, they're gonna get knocked out. Nobody's blocking that hit. We also have Fenrir. I like Fenrir on here as a summons. He is a 3/2 Saga Wolf, 1 green and 2. Crescent Fang, you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. Nice curve out right there. So you have Tifa on 2, Fenrir on 3, which is really good. Heavenward Howl. I like to play Mossberg Hydra after Heavenward Howl. Whenever you cast your next creature spell, that creature comes in with an additional 1/1. We start Mossberg with an additional 1/1 on it, and then we can put down a land, and guess what? We trigger it, and it's a 4/4 immediately as soon as we put it down. Then Ecliptical Growl for the final thing is draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. So if we are swinging with the heavy hitters, if we've doubled, tripled Tifa or Mossberg and we're hitting, we get an extra card at the end of it. And as a uncommon, it's a pretty good deal right there for Fenrir. We are, of course, going to finish it up with, frankly, just a coup de grace. We threw in 2 Titans in here, just unnecessary amounts of damage if we just really can't get into it. Already, a Reach Trample 7/7 for 5. Talk about power creep, man. I remember when Crawworm was powerful. Y'all remember Crawworm? Well, this is a 7/7 Reach Trample for 5. First things first, you mill 5 cards as soon as it goes down. Next turn, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, if we have played Fable Passages, that counts Fable Passages as well. They come in tapped, so we can't re-trigger them immediately. However, we can re-trigger them next turn. It will get you multiple landfalls if you want to hit the hit. Mossberg and Tifa, if you drop it on 5 and then the next turn it triggers on 6, you will get those multiple landfall triggers if you bring back lands. Then the grand finale is until the end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control. Hey, it's going to be at least 5. Probably 6, giving somebody +6/+6 to Tifa, making her an 8/8 initially or something like that, or a 7/7, and then doubling it to a 14/14, and then doubling it again to a 28/28. Now we're talking insane green damage numbers. That's the type of damage numbers I like to see with green. 19 forests, 4 fabled passages to get those double landfall triggers for your pleasure right there. That's the only reason it's there, is to get those lovely double landfall triggers for us. We look at the stats right here. 21 creatures, druids, elementals, giants, humans, everywhere. Sagas, wolf, plants, monks, all kind of stuff. 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 14 enchantments. We are relying on enchantments quite a bit here. Very useful cards, especially to help control out the game. 23 lands altogether on a 2.0 average. Not a very expensive deck. We are moving quickly here. We do not want to get bogged down in a long game. We kind of want to knock out and move. We want to hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? We want to get turn 4, just punch them in the face. If they haven't been able to play enough removal or suppress us long enough, turn 4 we can hit Tifa just for an insane, or Tifa or Mossberg, we can hit with an insane amount of damage that should be able to knock them out immediately. So that is my build, slightly modified from the previous build, the preview build that I did. But this is the one, and it was a lot of fun here in early access. Sideboard, I think I've talked about that. Overprotect, Royal Treatment, Defend the Rider. Bloomvine is not bad if you don't have the Fenrir or something like that, because it does give you the ability to search for a card, put one down, and put one in your hand, which you could then play that extra card. You do get the Bloomvine Regent. Overlord of the Hauntwood does something similar, although I'm kind of tired of playing him already. You do get a land when it goes down for the impending ability there. You do get a little bit of ramp, which is fine. And, of course, Saz's Chocobo is not bad either for a 1-drop. I had a lot of different 1-drops, but if you want to put a more 1/1 counters on stuff and build up. Says Chocobo isn't the worst to just kind of start the process. But there he is, and he's a silly little. Look at him, like little chickens, little baby chickens. So yeah, that's pretty good too. So make sure that you've got some protection because red and black are going to be gunning for your cards. They're going to be wanting to kill them. Let's get into a game here. We are in early access. Thank you all for so much. Thank you to Wizards again for letting me in there. Let's get into it. Let's get some TIFA punches out on the board. Here we go, guys. All right. Keep it. Probably is going to hit me with the temporary lockdown again, which is going to fuck up my whole thing. So we'll see. Let's try Bristly Bill. Missing out. Let's let me do this. Go in. I'm worried about putting her down and getting knocked out real fast and getting hit. As for Origins, I can play it from the graveyard. Okay. So I think now we put down TIFA. Let's see if he wants to trade Bristly Bill. He does not. Smart move. He's going to try hitting the white. He's going to try hitting this to sweep me out, but I'll play on the protection. Alright, I think I got him. He gets 2 attacks with that, but that's fine. Knockout. Knockout. Limit break lockout. Tifa hit her limit break and knocked them the fuck out. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it, guys. Down to 0 exactly. Oh my goodness, couldn't have gone better than that. Limit break, Tifa limit break on Tifa for the kill. For the 9999. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. Oh, if that's not worth a fucking like and a sub, I don't know what is. They're kind of their own creatures. I know you mount them. I think some of... Oh, look, it's Croakeys. He's either gonna lose spectacularly by trying to spin out some crazy combo, or you're gonna see levels of me getting my ass kicked that you've never seen. It's one or the other. Ooh, geez, this has not got a lot of good early plays. We're gonna mulligan that one. Yeah, we'll go from there. No, it's not only new cards. It's encouraged that you should be running new cards. It's not just new cards and nothing else. It does want you to. You have to see how they synergize. If you're running like draft, then it's only stuff that's new. So. Yeah, me and other creators could do friendly matches. I haven't reached out to anybody about that. So Chocobos, yeah, he's probably doing birds. Choking like goats. Let's see what he does here. Bird. I think everyone knows what bird is. He's gonna do it. Can't resist. He's got to play removal. There we go. See what he wants to do here. Burbs. Chocobos. Chocobos secret paradise. Tag, but I need number of land cards from among untapped. Okay. Alright, do it, Hydra. Sorry, Tifa, you didn't get the knockout that time. You didn't get the knockout that time, Tifa. I know you want to kick dudes. I'll try to get him for the next one.
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for people. That's family banking. Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app available for select mobile devices. Message and data rate may
Oof, I go first and not a lot of good early plays here. Maybe we'll draw into something. We'll try it, why not? Can we get 100 likes for a stream? I've never once gotten 100 likes for a stream. That's going to be the real question. By the way, if the music is too loud, please let me know. Well, when the sun shines on it, I see all the little spots. That's the issue. Cecil Dark Knight, very nice. Mossborn is probably going to get killed right away, but we'll wait. We'll wait. Probably direct removal. I don't think there's any way that this survives. Cut down, easy cut down. Perfect. Limit break. There we go. If he has another direct removal, we're in bad shape. However, if he doesn't, got an instant or something in there. He's holding up something. He's holding it up to taunt me. He's either so dead that he can't even believe it, or he's holding it up to taunt me. Nope, he's just ultra dead. There you go. Limit break. We love limit breaks in here. We love limit breaking. Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge to the limit. Larry recommended this. Red Panda, I'm not that coordinated. I'm also trying really hard not to get my stream copyright. Yeah, it was Tactics music, but Larry recommended Searching for Friends. So you get it? It's Searching for Friends is the wait music. Ops goes first. No early plays. Eater Duress. You have a fucking value. He'll take probably Audacity or Order of Nightly. I don't think he takes Shoot Buff. Hey, what's up, Cosmic Brownies? How you doing? Red Panda, what's up? True Yellow Dart. I don't know if I said hello, but welcome. Got a lot of hype. Hype for this set. Right, shoot. Again, Mossborn Hydra very, very vulnerable to direct removal. I'll try to give it a shot. Let's put them out first, just to see what we can do. Yeah, we need to draw that removal out of it. Doinks! Bright lights, welcome! Okay, no new cards yet. That's sad for me. Probably direct removal, I would imagine. If he doesn't have it, he's in bad shape, but we get to draw a card. No new cards yet. And it's a fucking land, which is not ideal. If he's just gonna rip everything, we're gonna die. Flash the icons. Yeah, no, nothing, we're dead. Well. No, we're dead. We're very vulnerable to just fucking smash removal. If that's all they do, we just die. If the first 3 moves of the game are destroy, 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 then we're fine. Yeah, YouTube just will randomly not show your video to anyone. That's the biggest issue. Unless you're like a top tier creator and you know you're going to get... You're basically guaranteed your rent money every month. You know, I don't even really work with sponsors either. And not because I don't want to, just I don't have time to... Gonna go grade some call chats and emails. Fantastic, Michael Hunter. Thank you for coming by. What's my full-time job? I'm a social worker. Yeah, I work for a charity. I also work for a university doing peer support, advocacy, stuff like that. Kind of part-time for the university, but my full-time job is he's probably going to eliminate that, but hey, we got to pull him out of his hand. This is called pulling teeth, guys. One way or the other, they're going to have teeth in their hand. You got to get rid of them. There's not much you can do about it. They're gonna have the teeth. You gotta pull them. Let's see if he wants to lose, VV. Hey, thank you for Mulian. The Nightstack fucking ripped and tear until it was done, bro. Nightstack fucking went wild. Nightstack went crazy. Yeah, I was really shocked at the power of the knights. They did it. They did a lot of damage. They were really able to fuck things up. Let's do this. Snakeskin Veil, I think we can hold off here. 10 for 7. Because we can double TIFA on them. Skill up. Very nice. Yeah, you'll get rid of cut down. You'll get rid of a lot of things. I think Final Fantasy and a lot of other stuff is really going to shine in rotation. I don't know what'll happen, but hopefully we'll get away from kind of the really, really fast aggro. I know red is still going to be there. I know mice are still going to be there, but still, it's a good look because playing the Dark Knight, you missed it, T-Mac. We might go back to it, T-Mac. We might play a few more times. We did play Dark Knights already, and it fucking ripped. Yeah, we might try it again. We have Sephiroth decks. We have Black Mage decks. We haven't even played Boros Lightning. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of shit. Got a lot of shit to do. And we're going tonight, guys. Don't even trip. We're going tonight as well. Thank you so much for coming by, DJ Jazzy Jeff. You know I got you covered. Girl, you know I got you covered. He's dead. Watch this. $68. Vivi, roundhouse kick. 68 points of damage going in. TIFA, knockout. TIFA, knockout. There you go. I know. Hey, what's up, THHHJJJ1 through 3? Is Sephiroth Avatar early access exclusive? No, this is available to you in the store, I believe. Ruda, MTG. Tifa's Limit Break. Alright, we can do this. What's up, Dark Fate? I like your edgy fucking name. I love edgy names. I think we should bring them back. I've said that for a while. Let's put down Bristly Bill, see if that survives. Probably. Again, the biggest issue we have with the biggest issue with this deck is gonna have is that this shit just gets fucking popped like that. See, shit just immediately gets fucking knocked out. Yeah, I know that I didn't put the Chocobo in here. Maybe I need to put the Chocobo in here, but we're already pretty good. All right, I have an Audacity and a Limit Break. Let's put down a Tifa. If they got a removal, they got a removal. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. If they're gonna remove the first 3 cards of the fucking game, then let's put down Audacity. Ooh, what do they got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Steps ahead. steady. We'll swing it. I'm very scared of the removal, but it is what it is. I have to discard a card here. We'll get rid of Order of Nylea. Investigate. Turn. Okay. So, we hit Shoe Puffs. Meteor Strikes. Double creatures. We'll go for it. Shoe Puff. Probably just a direct removal on TIFA is going to be their best bet. I know they're trying to play tricky here. Just go indirect. We have a snakeskin. They could have a million fucking protections. Shoe Puff is nice because it does finish the game up nicely. If you get 7, you're able to swing in for 7, which is cool. We gotta draw some cards out of their hand, though. Okay. Got no discard for you, Mom. Mossberg Pump. No attacks. I'm gonna need some lands here. We're kind of on a slow run. Kind of not drawing what we need. Edging that removal hard, yeah. Tell me about it. Probably gonna hit and then wipe, I would imagine. Usually when they go for a suicide run, they're gonna wipe afterwards. Or they just don't have it. Oh, so predictable. Landfall. You still kill with any double landfall card? Yeah, I'd have to draw one though, and not garbage. That's the big question. I would have to draw a card that I need and not just pure, unfiltered, unadulterated trash. Fear of missing out. Very nice. Okay, so that's what he was holding up in his hand. Oh, there's Kefka. Alright, there's a Kefka. Interesting. There's Insidious Fungus. Yeah, we're pretty screwed. Again, if you're just going to play discard and counterspell, that's what we're discard, removal, and counterspell. We're pretty vulnerable to that. And we just did not get a great card draw there. It really kind of tried to control us out. And we just have not drawn well. This another combat. Mossborn Hydra. He gets 2 more attacks with this guy, so I'm just not going to block. Kefka was in here. It looks like he just slotted Kefka into a pre-existing Grixis control. Vivi's good. Vivi's dangerous, but the thing is you have to protect Vivi, because otherwise people are going to gun for it right away. People are absolutely going to come for your Vivi, like, immediately. They know it's on site. Like, it's not a question. We know Vivi's good as shit, so it's going to be fucking on site. Fussy! Oh, there's Tifa. We don't have a protection card, though. We'll try it. So what was broken? What was broken on it? What's it's just got Vivi on it now, which does a shitload of damage, right? Yeah, I've heard about this Agatha. It's shit. I've heard about this Agatha. Agatha all along. Let's put down Ride the Shoe Puff. Didn't I say Vivi? Teresian Light Shitter. We love Teresian Night Shitter, right? Big fan of Teresian Night Shitters. Prophetic Memory, draw a card, drop, put a 1/1. I don't trust whatever he's going to do here. I don't trust his pumps or whatever. So we're going to try to get by with what we got here. You're missing out. Okay. So we do Shoe Puff 4. Double. Let's try it. Okay. So that's going to go to that. creatures. We'll say this. Target creature fights creature you don't control. Boom. Knock that out. Oh, Swift Roundhouse. We swing, and I think he knows what's about to happen. Sacrifice 9. We put 2 down, so that's going to go to 10, 11, 12, 44. There you go. That's your 44 damager right there. Knockout. Knockout. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for, guys. Digging for those knockouts. One more, and then we're going to move on. Started doing a better... They started doing a good job. I got back in. You just have to apply, and then a lot of times somebody can help try to speak up for you, but it doesn't always work. I've spoken up for a few people, and they have not gotten in, and I don't know. It's kind of who you know. It's a lot about social media. That's a very big thing about it. I don't have social media. I have a decent platform on YouTube. You've got to be a relatively sized creator. Like, if you have like 200 followers, I just don't think you're going to get there. Again, that's not a knock on people that have 200 followers. It's just kind of the truth. Oh, no, it's cut out for a second. Oh, you can cast a free spell. It's also just a lot of luck, if I'm being honest. Sheltered by goats. Shoot pop. Let me do this. Wait. If he's got removal, it is what it is. He's hit this fucking line every game, which is crazy. He's hit Frey on the first, and then some sort of crazy shit on the next ones. Like, every game, which is wild. And I have enchantment and artifact removal, and I'm not drawing it. And I have fight cards, and I'm not drawing it. Chainsaw. Probably another removal. I wouldn't be surprised if it was another removal. Would not be. So let's put down Mossberg Palm. He's got an instant in his hand though. Probably got all instants. Boom. Final Fantasy Tactics hype, absolutely. If he's got removal, he's good to go. That's the biggest issue with this deck, is that if they have removal, they're gonna absolutely fuck you in half. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Unfortunate. He's gonna do that. He's gonna hit me for 5. Oof. Buster Sword, he can play it for free. What's he got? Dissection Tool. Boom. Manifest. I'd love it to be a mana right here. It'd actually be really good if it was a mana. We actually might be able to win. No, it's double Order of Nylea. We'll take a double Order of Nylea. If he's got removal, he wins the game. Celestial Armor. Doesn't really matter because that's 68 points of damage going in, and I'm going to trample through. So it doesn't really matter there because it's just going to be 68 points of damage. There you go. Got him on that one. All right. Yeah, no, it's a monster. Again, the idea is if they have removal, you're going to be in bad shape. But if they have no way to stop you, you're gonna pummel the crap out of them. I mean, you're not even just gonna beat him. You're gonna pummel you're gonna pummel the hell out of them. They're gonna get to like -50 if they're not careful. So, you know, I like it. I like Tifa and I like her punches. She's doing good stuff here. She's doing good work overall, I'd have to say. She's hitting hard and doing what she needs to do. You know what I mean? Should we buy her anime art? There you go. Got anime Tifa. Perfect. And we're going to leave her for right there. Good stuff, Tifa.